Hello everybody, Rosgrees here, Demons of Rosgrees. I want to welcome everybody to my new YouTube channel. Thinking about recording most of my games, just let everybody know how bad I am at World of Warships. maybe maybe get some feedback from you guys, see if I can get better, and hopefully maybe even teach some new guys a trick or two.
Battle starts.
So map is New Dawn. I'm in my tier 4 Wyoming, top tier usually. And I decided to head BC, as you can see. As you guys saw, one of the first things I like to do is communicate with my team. I think communication in this game is very important, and not enough players do it. This was one of the few teams where I actually even got response for my suggestion. I want to take these opening minutes to talk about pre-aiming your guns. As you can see, I'm making a starboard turn, so I'm going to aim my guns over my port side. That allows me to pre-aim my guns. Basically, if an enemy pops up out of nowhere for some reason, my guns are already aiming and I don't have to wait those 10-15 seconds for my guns to realign. It's a good idea, and I also suggest people playing with Control X and Shift X so that you can see the differences between the two. I like Shift X more because it keeps the guns pointed at a specific vector, which means the guns will always point in that direction no matter which way the ship turns, versus Relative, which just locks the guns in a certain position. Did a little fast forwarding there because the game does take a minute or two to actually get into play. Uh, Only complaint really about battleships, other than their sluggishness, is the fact that they take so long to get to the front lines that enemies already engaging allies before I'm even allowed to start taking shots. Decided to try to take a pot shot at this destroyer. Wasn't really expecting to hit. They're pretty hard to hit even at close quarters. Mostly just an excuse to reload AP. I would recommend firing AP over HE in battleships just because the calibers are so large that if you do penetrate, unless you over penetrate and do minimal damage, you're looking at about 3,000 damage a shot. Outside of Citadels, which is maximum damage in this ship, I believe is 18,000. That was a pretty bad shot. I shouldn't have taken. For those who may not notice, a good tactic to keep up is to unzoom and look around just to keep a situational awareness up, because your ship is so slow you kind of have to think a minute or two ahead of the enemy. So what I'm doing here is I unzoom, look around, see what's going on. I take a look at those torpedo bombers. I see them harassing some allies, so I believe I'm currently safe, so I try to take another shot at this Kuma. I made the mistake here of thinking that the torpedo bombers had fired a salvo at my allies, so I stopped paying attention, kind of tunnel visioned a bit until my computer tells me I'm about to get sunk, so I start trying to take evasive actions. Managed to dodge 3 out of the 6, but that still hurt. Still keeping up with the horrible shot selection for some reason. Battleship dispersion can be pretty painful sometimes. I won't say those are perfectly aimed shots, but I don't know how you get shots going over and under the ship. But at least I got one hit in. I'm not sure about how the other players feel, but I have no qualms about firing at where I believe the enemy is located. It doesn't always pay off, but when it does, it catches them off guard. Though it looks like I might not be paying attention, I'm constantly keeping an eye on that mini map, make sure that I'm not about to be flanked or any ships are moving. I do kind of feel bad for this allied battle cruiser. It's kind of his fault he got torpedoed, but at the same time, these two cruisers just walls of fire. You can see it early, like a little bit in the video. You'll see just constant barrages after barrages, and it does get a little annoying for a battleship player. Now I won't call them overpowered because I don't think they're truly overpowered, but at the end of the day, it's how a player feels about it, because that's kind of the impression you walk away with when you're playing the game. And if it feels that the cruisers are just wrecking your ship with volley after volley, look at this. It looks like an old 1800s battle with trebuchets and things like that. 1500s maybe. My dates are a little old. I noticed these torpedo bombers on my starboard side start trying to take some evasive actions. Basically, turn your ship towards them really minimizes their capabilities to inflict damage on you. They can either be a bad CV driver, bad carrier driver, and just try forcing the launch, which means you'll just flow right through the cracks in the TB spread. Or they could be a good driver and redirect them, try to get them to drop on your flank, on your side. It depends on how good the driver is and how patient they're willing to be, because it does take some time to fly the player around and come up for a second run. Personally, when it comes to turning the ship, I like using E and Q more than the D and A. It's just I like double smashing the Q button, and the ship just keeps steering that direction. Good for throwing off aim from people when you're bombarding each other at long ranges, or like in destroyers when you're just trying to weave in and out of fire. Of course, that's more of a personal preference, but that's just the one I like. Now here's a good tip for carrier players. Now I've never played carrier, so this is full disclaimer. But from what I've seen is, if you notice, our carrier is isolated by himself next to an island. That's a horrible idea. He can be flanked by destroyers, by cruisers, can be hit by torpedo bombers. I've heard it's recommended that you keep up with your fleet at least 10 kilometers off, so a destroyer or a cruiser can fall back and support you if stuff starts to hit the fan. Now right here, I kind of got myself into a predicament. I have torpedo bombers in the air near me. I have, I believe, an Omaha to my port side. Yeah, I knew he was going to be torpedoing me, so I had already started taking evasive actions. Allowed me to only take one hit. It's not fun, but it's better than taking a 3 or 4 torpedo hit. Smash my T key, get some health back because it's starting to look a little sketchy. I'm not really worried because I know that I still have health on my side, and I just keep dishing out damage. See if I can live long enough to have my allies come in and support me. I will say this though, if you isolate yourself and you get killed off, I'm sorry man, but it's not the team's fault. You had the option to keep up with us and you decided not to. It's as simple as that. Right now our carrier is under attack by a cruiser. Now a salvo of torpedoes was launched in my direction. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it was the ship in front of me that fired them. But because I was constantly weaving in the water, basically moving left and right, and trying to stay unpredictable as possible, they weren't even coming close to me. So that's a good lesson for some players. Just do not go straight. That's how you get sunk. Of course, I burned to death, and um, personally, one fire is okay. When it hits that 2, 3 fires, it kind of gets a little obnoxious. It happens. It's just what it is. Hopefully, the devs maybe might think about doing something about it, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one. This is the part where our allied carrier starts complaining that he had no support, and I just told him the truth. You can't go by yourself and expect teams to just be able to teleport to your position and help you out. Now the game's looking like a loss, not necessarily a loss, but it's definitely going to be an uphill struggle. Luckily, these two ships support each other the whole time, and I do believe it's a victory at the end of the game. I exit before the game is over because I had other things to do. I want to take the time to thank you guys for watching my video. Uh, any comments are always welcomed, gameplay wise, or maybe better recording next time. But like I said, all comments are welcome. Thank you.